Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be predicting when the Tornado will be added to WarThunder, so stay tuned to see my predictions on that. We'll also be seeing how this aircraft will perform and be balanced inside WarThunder. Another thing is, go down in the comments and make sure to tell me what you guys think about the Tornado being added to the game and which variants you guys would love to see. Speaking of variants, the variant we will be talking about today specifically is the Tornado AVD or the Tornado F3, which is basically the air defense variant of the Tornado, which carried primarily air defense weapons. So this one was made for air-to-air combat, and this one I think could fit into WarThunder real well. Another cool thing to note is Italy also used this variant and Saudi Arabia, but it was mainly used in the United Kingdom in the RAF. But perhaps this will be a good aircraft for Italy since they are lacking in top-tier aircraft. So let's talk about this bird's performance. Well, its maximum speed is Mach 2.2, which is really good. A service ceiling of 50,000 feet, which isn't too bad. A rate of climb that's roughly around 15,000 feet a minute. And a thrust to weight ratio of 0.83, which isn't that bad. That's actually pretty decent. Now, since the Tornado AVD is an interceptor, its G limit is 7.5 plus. So you're not going to be pulling hard turns or dogfighting with this thing, but its weapons make up for its lack of maneuverability. Sort of how they added the first Phantoms to the game, where people didn't know how to fly it until the AIM-7s were added and everyone started firing at longer ranges and playing passive with the bird. The Tornado AVD also carried the AI-24 Fox Hunter radar, which is an awesome name, but it's basically your traditional pulse Doppler radar, so that will be equipped on this bird, which will help a lot since this thing carries a nice payload of radar-guided missiles. Speaking of air-to-air weapons, this thing could carry a decent amount of munitions. Now, since this is the air-to-air variant of the Tornado, they removed one of the guns because it was useless to have two on the bird and add extra weight. So it only has a single 27mm Mauser BK-27 revolver cannon with 180 rounds, which isn't bad because you're probably not going to be using the gun on this thing much. Now, you could carry a maximum of 8 air-to-air missiles on this thing, including 4 AIM-9M or Ls, or the ASRAM IR guided missile, and 4 Skyflash or AIM-120, which I don't think Gaijin's going to put the AIM-120 on this thing because it'll be overpowered. But the Skyflash would be perfectly balanced on this aircraft, and the AIM-9Ls and Ms, I mean, I'm almost certain we're going to see the L this year anyway, so I think that's just fine. But if Gaijin wanted to balance things, they could just slap the P5s on this, which I don't think they will do. This thing could be pretty balanced in the game if it's done correctly, because of course, yes, the AIM-9Ls are going to slaughter people. The Skyflash aren't, especially if they're the same Skyflash modeled in game currently. Doesn't matter what radar you have, the Skyflash have a pretty limited range in game. So you'll be able to get BVR shots or pretty long range shots with them, but you're not going to be launching these things like AIM-7Fs at 10 to 15 miles and getting kills. It's just not going to happen. Probably going to be launching these things at like 5 miles and hitting your target, which is pretty balanced in my opinion, especially since if this thing gets into a dogfight with like a MiG-23 or Viggen, it's probably going to lose. So I really think the Tornado AVD could be a very smooth introduction into 4th generation aircraft, especially if this thing is added alongside the F-14 and maybe the MiG-29S. I think it'll actually be pretty balanced. This would allow the UK and Italy to have 4th generation aircraft filling in their gaps so they are not left behind like Italy is currently. So how will this aircraft perform in BVR? Well, I think this thing will do an amazing job at BVR, especially since it carries 4 Skyflash and a better radar. So it has pulse Doppler with IFF, it'll be able to lock people at far ranges, launch your AIM-7 at 7 to 5 miles, and hit your target, especially since it's a Skyflash and they'll be the same modeled ones in game. So they'll have good maneuverability. And if you fly the Viggen, you already know how well the Skyflash work on a platform with a decent radar. The Viggen goes fast, has an amazing radar, tracks its targets, you launch, the Skyflash just slaps them in the face, no problem. So the Tornado should have no problem in BVR. In terms of ACM or dogfighting, I think this thing will not do the best. I mean, it'll be able to outmaneuver Phantom, but when it comes to the MLD is just going to outrate this thing in the Viggen thing will have more AOA than this thing. So it'll have a tough time in an ACM fight and would want to end the fight as quickly as possible. But I don't think this thing will suffer because of its maneuverability, because the Phantom doesn't, and that jet has horrible maneuverability. Plus, this thing is likely going to be shooting down Phantoms mostly anyway. Personally, I don't think this thing will have an insane repair cost, probably because it's going to be added alongside the F-14, and the F-14 is probably going to have a ridiculous repair cost, because hey, it's historically accurate. The maintenance on that jet was hell. So with that being said, when could we see the Tornado added to the game? Since Gaijin said 4th generation aircraft are being added this year, it only makes sense that the Tornado would be one of them, especially the ADV variant, which fits the game already. So I think we could see this aircraft coming this year, maybe December or even late summer. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about my prediction in the comments down below, and like, share, and subscribe, and take care, guys.